To say this project has turned into a disaster would be an understatement. Let me explain.
Hey y'all, it's Rhegis from the MorrisMansionBlog.com. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm in a little bit of a different setting today. Normally I'm in my office, but today I'm back in the bathroom and I'm in my painted clothes, as you'll see throughout the video. But today we're finally starting on painting my floors. If you think I've been avoiding this, you would be correct. As much as I love the result of a painted tile floor, I hate the process because it's such a tedious and like multi-step process that just, it takes a long time, but I need to get it done so we can move on to other fun projects. But the first thing that I'm going to do is remove all of the furniture in here, anything that would touch the floor, the rug, and then we'll get it cleaned.
The first step is to clean your floors really well. I'm talking get in those nooks and crannies. I have grout lines, so I needed to get the vacuum out and really suck up any debris that is sitting in there and that was under the furniture. Then I pulled out the mop because we are not very good humans and sometimes we wear our shoes inside. We have a dog and I have children, so I needed to really clean all the smudges and dirt off the floor too. Then you have to get your old bones on the floor, or maybe just it's me with my old bones. And you want to clean the grout and all of the surface with a degreaser. I like to use Crud Cutter. It's what I already had in this spray bottle. You just dilute it with water per the instructions on the bottle. The scrub brush was really good for getting in all of the grout lines and along by the tub and along the edges of the baseboards and just in all of those nooks and crannies where dirt loves to hide from me, and I found it and zapped it right out of there. Then once you've scrubbed the floor really well, you want to go behind it with a damp sponge or a cloth and clean up all of the degreaser because you don't want any of that left over when you're trying to paint. I also took this opportunity to wipe down all of my baseboards as well. So we're still prepping the floor. Next, you want to tape all around your area you plan to paint. This is really important. That way you don't have to worry about anything getting paint on it. As you can see, I got a little bit of paint on my baseboard there from one of the other projects. And it's a necessary step even though I hate taping. So things are going pretty smoothly up until this point, right? Well, this is where I made my first mistake. I should have painted the entire floor and then taped off these individual squares, but it did help to have a utility knife to make these corners of the squares perfect. Finally, we're ready to paint. As I talked about in my last video, I recommend using the Rust-Oleum Home Floor Coating Kit. I have the color charcoal gray here. I used this on my upstairs master bathroom about 3 years ago and it's holding up really well. First you want to go and edge the around the edge and the border of the room and cut in with a brush, and then I used just a brush on these squares because I was doing a checkerboard pattern, but if you're rolling the area, grab a 3/8 inch nap roller and extension pole and roll the whole area. So we talked about the taping, and this is the beginning of the impending disaster. My second color is a color called Mortar and Pestle from Sherwin-Williams. This is not part of the Rust-Oleum Home Kit, but I was trying to do this project on a budget, and I think that was another mistake of mine. I was trying to use paint I already had, and this is left over from my porch project. It's the Valspar porch and patio paint, and while it does well, it did not do well in this situation. I'm filling in the other squares in total ignorance as to about what is about to happen. Then I went to peel off the painter's tape, and it went from looking like this to looking like this. So what happened and how did my floors end up having huge chunks of paint come up when I peeled the tape? Well, I made a few mistakes. I was trying to rush this project to get this video out, and because I hate waiting on paint to dry. I should have painted the whole floor in the charcoal gray, let that cure for 24 hours, then gone to tape the other color, painted that, and then let that dry, and then sealed it with a clear coat. The final step is to add a top coat. The top coat is much thinner than the paint and should be applied with a 1/4 inch nap roller in small sections to avoid streaks. If this is being applied in a high traffic area, 2 coats may be needed for added durability. So, what did I end up doing to fix the floor? Well, I'll show you. As much as I loved the idea and the colors I chose for a checker pattern, my husband came to me and said he actually was glad this happened because he didn't like how the squares didn't line up with the tiles, because the squares in the bathroom are actually a staggered pattern and not a stacked pattern, and that always gave me trouble. And really, I just never truly wanted to embrace the tile. I really wanted something that was more old world. And so I knew in my heart I wanted wood floors. And while it's not in the budget to rip it out and put in floors or even wood floors that are tile, I found this peel and stick vinyl flooring that will do for now and really does give me the look I want. And I'm almost finished. I just have to add a transition in between the 2 floors, and then this bathroom will be complete. But this will be the last video in the bathroom series. Thanks so much for coming along with me on this journey. We've done a lot of projects, from the stool to the vanity to the floors, and now it's finally done. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this journey and that you liked the final result. Who knows what we'll get into in the next video, but I'll see you then. And again, thanks so much for stopping by the mansion. Bye-bye.